So I'll be your facilitator today on this session on physical health, nutrition, and sustainable energy. I'm called Rose Yobu Marle, mentor for this fellowship, and I'm so happy to be here. My screen will be shared by someone, so as time passes by, you might hear me maybe telling him to go back and go for something like that. So thank you. I encourage everyone to be attentive. Let's all pay attention and listen to our session today. And if there are any other questions, you can drop them in the chat box for the meantime, and they will be answered after the presentation. Thank you. So I will move forward to the learning objectives of today. Sawa. Yes. So our session objectives of today are four. One, we are going to understand the link between physical health and professional performance. And two, we are going to learn realistic nutrition habits that one should adopt to when you want to perform good in the professional world or even at school or wherever you are. Three, we are going to explore on sustainable energy management that would help us to cope up with stresses and any other issues that may arise. Four, we are going to develop simple routines for long-term well-being, simple habits that would help us in living a good life psychologically, mentally, and we're able to perform well at the end of the day, be it at workplace or at school. Now, let's look into physical health and professional performance. I've noted here that your body influences your productivity. Health is deeply connected to work. So when your body is tired, dehydrated, or poorly nourished, the brain cannot perform well. So health and professional performance are linked together. They go hand in hand. When you're not healthy, you will not be able to perform well. Energy levels affect decision making. If you have low energy, you will not be able to perform well, and you will not be able to make better decisions as the day passes by. Physical wellness supports focus and creativity. When you're physically fit, you're able to be focused and creative and think of new stuffs that you'll come up with and change the society or change your lifestyle. Healthy professionals perform better under pressure. So when you're healthy, in terms of like you have slept well, you've fed yourself well, you're able to perform better under pressure. Now, the other thing we should know is that how health impacts work output. Imagine working long hours with little sleep or poor meals. You might still show up at school or at workplace, but your performance will definitely drop. Studies have always shown that exercise improves memory, creativity, problem solving. So health is greatly linked into the output that will come out of your work, be it at school, at work, and any other thing that we are doing. So poor health leads to fatigue and low concentration. When you're not healthy, of course, you'll not concentrate well. When you've not eaten well, you'll not perform well. When you've not slept well, you'll not perform well. As I've said earlier, if you work for longer hours with little sleep or poor meals, you might still go to that school, you might still go to that work, but at the end of the day, you will not perform well. You will not concentrate on the work that you're doing. Frequent illnesses affects reliability. Is someone saying something? Okay. I was saying frequent illnesses affects reliability. If you're always sick, you will not be available. You will not be available or reliable to perform your duties. So health impacts work greatly. And then exercise improves brain performance. When you do exercise frequently, in a week or in a month, you do it all the time, it will improve how you think and how you perform. Now we are going to talk on the sources of energy, but first we need to know what is energy. Energy is the ability to act. So there are 4 sources of energy. Where will we get the ability to work? One is the physical energy. The physical energy is gotten from nutrition, food, the good food that we eat, the enough sleep that we get, the movements that we do. Not all the time we should be using car or judge, border, or rickshaw. Sometimes you need to move. If it is shorter distances, you need to move and walk so that you will be healthy. Now, mental energy. Mental energy is gotten from how we focus. How do we focus? And reduced distractions. It's linked to mental health, the state of mind that we're able to cope up with stresses and contribute greatly to our community. That is mental health. We have emotional health, deals with relationships and stress management. How are we able to manage our relationships? The ability to act and manage our relationships and our stresses better. We have purpose energy. Purpose energy, basically purpose, knowing why our work matters. The ability to act for that purpose. So knowing why our work matters, it's the purposeful energy or purpose energy. We have a healthy eating foundation. Our point of defense could be things are expensive, maybe we are not able to afford some other stuffs because the economy is doing us badly and all that. But the important thing is that we need to eat healthy. For example, we need to eat whole foods whenever possible. What we mean by whole foods, these are the natural stuffs like vegetable. Commonly, maybe I can mention kudura, greens, those stuffs, yeah? We need to eat whole foods and always avoid processed foods, which contains a lot of sugary, which contains a lot of sugar. We need to avoid snacks since it's risky to our health. When you eat too much of those processed foods, you are making your life, you are actually shortening your life because this will lead you to have diabetes, heart issues, obesity, and many other sicknesses that would cost you more money to treat at the end of the day, or sometimes you might not even find their treatment. So we should eat whole foods whenever necessary, vegetables and all that. We should balance carbohydrates, proteins, and healthy fats. When we are eating our food, we should always learn to balance our carbohydrates and proteins. We should include fruits and vegetables daily. We can work on the fruits. For example, this is a season of mangoes, and I think there are mangoes of 1K, there are mangoes of 2K, 3K, and all that. So we should eat seasonal fruits. When it's a season of a certain fruit, you find that it is cheaper, and like when it is not its season. But we should try our level best to include fruits and vegetables daily so that we'll have a long, healthy life and we'll be able to perform well in our professional world or even for those ones at school. Yes, we should drink enough water throughout the day. We should always have our bottled waters with us wherever we are going. You should always have that water bottle with you. Drink water. Water is healthy. We should always drink water so that we'll be healthy and perform our duties wherever we are. When we talk of balance plate principle, now let's imagine there's a plate. Yeah, half of the plate should include vegetables and fruits. It's hard, but let's try our best. As we are eating, half of our plate should include vegetables and fruits, and quarter, at least in a week, the quarter of it should include proteins. And I have included there, for example, beans, or it can go with one. Either you have beans or eggs or meat or lentils like ades, cow, and all that under the lentils. So, and then quarter, it should include energy foods, rice, cassava, potatoes. We should always add healthy fats such as groundnuts, avocado. These are healthy. So let's imagine we have a plate. So these are the things that you should have in your plate while having your food. I know it's hard, but it's highly recommended that we have such kind of a plate when we're having our meals, lunch or dinner. Half of it should go for vegetables and fruits, quarter should go for protein, the other quarter should go for energy foods, as I have mentioned. And let's try our best to eat avocados. They are really healthy, so we need to add those healthy fats in our meals. And we should avoid too much starch. For example, rice or maize, we should avoid too much of it. We should eat it, but then we should avoid too much of it because it can also lead to weight gain. We spoke of obesity already, so we should take good care of our health by not eating too much of the stuff, or of the starch, I mean. We are going to talk on nutrition on a realistic budget. First, buy seasonal fruits. I spoke about that. Use beans, lentils, and groundnuts as protein. These are the realistic things that one can actually do with the conditions in Juba. We should cook meals at home when possible. We should avoid junk foods, those fried stuffs, chips, chicken, those ones fried. We should avoid them as much as possible and cook our own meals at home where necessary. And then we should plan meals to avoid food waste. We should always know what amount of food would be enough to avoid food waste at the end of the day. This is if you want to plan a nutrition on a realistic budget that someone can afford. Now we have spoken on nutrition. Let's look into sleep hygiene basics. It is said that sleep is our most powerful performance tool. So poor sleep affects concentration, mood, and productivity. So if you don't have that enough sleep at the end of the day, you'll not be able to perform well. You'll not be able to concentrate in class or at work. Even your moods will not be okay. Just know that you'll be moody at workplace, not smiling with anyone. People will be asking you what the issue is. You'll not be able to answer. So we should really have enough sleep. I have noted here that sleeping should be between 7 to 8 hours when possible. Let's avoid too much screen at night and focus on sleeping. Let's sleep for 7 to 8 hours when possible. And this can be done by having a goal. What do you want to do by this time of the day, and what will you be doing at this time of the night? When you have a goal, you can actually have this habit of sleeping early and waking up early, and you will be productive. Keep consistent sleep and wake times. You should when you sleep early, you will be able to also wake up early. So you should have that consistent sleep and wake times to be productive. I have mentioned limiting phone use before bed. The TikTokers, we should limit that and sleep early for the 7 to 8 hours to be productive. Create a calm sleeping environment, and we should always take care of ourselves while sleeping by me mentioning here creating a calm sleeping environment. Here are the things that we need to practice as professionals or as students. Professionals sit for long hours. Professionals usually work for 8 hours in a day. Yeah, for those ones in the work world, we work for 8 hours in a day, 40 hours per week, as recommended by the Ministry of Labor. So professionals sit for long hours, and poor posture leads to neck pain, backache, and fatigue. So here are some of the certain things that we need to practice. For example, taking short breaks during the day. You can't be sitting on your seat from 8 until 5. It's totally not healthy. You will definitely develop neck pain, backache, and even fatigue, because sitting in one place is not healthy. So we should take as much as short breaks during the day as possible. Even at school, we should. That's why we have breaks at school. So we should make use of those breaks, and it will be healthy for us. The other thing is we should practice stretching or light movement. We should stretch as much as possible. Even in the morning when you wake up, we should stretch first before at least getting out from the bed, just like that. We should practice stretching and light movement. We should spend time outdoors, not going to those, I don't mean going to maybe clubbing, those stuffs, yeah? You can just, outside your fence, you can just stay there, or maybe outside your house. You can just sit out and then just spend time outdoors, look at the nature. Yeah, it will really be helpful for you mentally and physically. Should allow mental rest after intense work. We should forget about work when we are home. When we are home, we should only focus on home and leave the things at work at work. It will be healthy for us. Here, movement for busy professionals, those ones who are always busy, short daily walks. It can also work for students. If you're a student, you should have 10 to 15 minute home workouts. You should do those workouts at least for 10 to 15 minutes. It's healthy. Stretching between tasks. If you've done a certain task and you've completed, you should stretch. Same at school. Even at school, you don't have to be in the library the whole day that you're reading. It's not healthy. I'm sure you'll not even understand everything that you're reading. You'll just be pretending. So we should always have that stretching between task and movements. Use active breaks during work hours. For example, lunch breaks or break time. We should utilize them properly, so that you're always prepared for the next thing that um, you're going to do. We have desk posture or strain prevention. So, desk posture. This can also work for professionals and for students. One is keep back straight and shoulders relaxed. Wish this session was physically, would have done something physically just to stretch up and all that. But these are the things that you should do when you're on your desk to avoid physical burnout. And when we talk of physical burnout, these are extreme physical fatigue. When your body is fatigued and you're not able to perform your duties productively. So here are the things that you should do. You should keep back straight and shoulders relaxed. The other thing is screen at eye level. Even for your phone, you should reduce the light. Smartphones have provision for that dark, or there's something, they have provisions. I can't remember the exact things that are there, but they have provisions for eye level. You can choose the one that has low brightness to avoid eye issues, so that you don't become visually impaired. We have feet flat on the floor. That's if you're on a desk, you should have your feet flat on the floor. Some people like putting their feet on the chairs and all that. Take movement breaks every 30 to 60 minutes. It is very important. We spoke about the importance of that, so that we'll be able to be productive at the end of the day and to avoid um, physical burnout that might happen. Now, how do you prevent physical burnout? We spoke of physical burnout already. It's the extreme physical fatigue. When your body is fatigued, when your body is tired, how do you prevent that? You listen to signs of exhaustion. When you're tired, please do not exhaust stuffs. When you're tired, you're tired. Have your rest and wait for what is next. Do not force things. Even at school, do not really, for the last minute readers, do not really force stuffs on yourself. It can lead to mental issues. So always listen to signs of exhaustion. Uh, Let us avoid constant overwork. We should not work like donkeys 24 hours. We should we should always avoid that, because it's not healthy for your mental health and for your physical health as well. So we should avoid constant overwork, schedule rest and recovery. As I've said, let's rest. Let's always have a timetable in life. Let's always have a goal that by this time of the day, I'm doing this. This will avoid these issues of overworking, and you're able to have your rest by a certain period of time, and you will not be overworked. So let's schedule rest. Same when you're setting your goals. Let's balance work, health, and relationships. For you to avoid feeling fatigued, let's learn to balance work. As I've said earlier, when you're at home, forget whatever stress that is at work. When you're at work, forget about whatever thing that is at home. So let's learn to balance that. Now, I might have gone through a marathon. So these are the key takeaways that I have for us here. One, your physical health supports your professional success. I've said from the beginning that health is deeply connected to work. So when you're healthy, you'll be able to perform your duties right. But then when you're not healthy, you can't do anything. Trust me, be it at work or at home. So your physical health supports your professional success. Energy movement is more reliable than motivation. I did not speak about motivation, but motivation is basically the inner drive to do something. Yeah. Small habits create long-term transformation. We spoke about those habits on nutrition. What are we supposed to eat? How are we supposed to eat? What time are we supposed to sleep? How are we supposed to sit while on our desks? What are we supposed to do? These small things, it can actually create a long-term transformation, and you will be healthy. Trust me, when you consider all those options that I have mentioned earlier, be it on nutrition, be it on our sleep habits, and all that. So small habits create long-term transformation. Protect your body to build your best self. That is what I would really say. When you protect your body, you'll be able to build your best self. So this fellowship is not all about us teaching you on how to get jobs and all other stuffs. But then we are trying to incorporate these sessions so that we'll be able to take care of ourselves in as much as we are trying to look for those jobs, in as much as we are trying to put in those efforts. Let's also learn to take care of our bodies, and yes, we'll be able to build our best self as we go through these sessions. And thank you so much for having me. I don't know whether I've not been going through a marathon, but if there's any addition, any questions, you are welcome. If there are experiences and reflections, they are highly welcome. So if there's anything you'd want us to hear from you. Yes. Over to you, Samuel Onyombe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Ross, for the quick presentation. I believe most of us have got some insights on how to build balancing work and also our health. And I believe all the fellows around, some joined a little bit late. Uh, I would encourage you to ask questions. We still have more than an hour, so we can ask questions and we try to understand. I've been going through. I got some charts and some poster that most of this information we're sharing here for free. In some instances, it is really paid for. People pay a lot of money to get such kind of information that uh, we are really trying to give it here for free. And open mind people will be willing to consume this information for their better. So please let's try to uh, understand this information and we use it for the better. As it is said that health is wealth. If you're healthy, then you're wealthy. Okay. Okay. I will welcome questions. If you have something you didn't get clearly, please you're welcome. You can highlight on it. If something that was not clear, please you can ask. Then Ms. Rose can be able to provide more information about that. So personally, thank you so much, Ms. Rose, and I would appreciate you for this session. I have a little bit of maybe a clarification or something small I can add. In the cities, it's really people are really very busy. In our environment where we're living, we find people working from Monday to Saturday, even to Sunday. Some people, as we speak now, they are also working. And how do you try to advise such kind of people? Because we see that if you don't try as much as you can, sometimes even providing for your family or for the people who depend on you can be a little bit harder given our current situation. You gave examples of food we should be eating, and you know in Juba, foods are really rare, okay, and the food that are there a little bit expensive. So based on our current situation, how would you advise such kind of people? Thank you, Ms. Rose. If you've heard me, please try to put some insight on this question. Thank you.
Hi. Yes. If I heard clearly, you said people work even on Sundays, right? That was the point.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's not Okay, if we go religious wise, Saturday was supposed to be for resting, but then when you have mentioned the situations and all that, yeah, people do work on Sundays. But I would really advise that, as I've said from the beginning, that we should have breaks. Even if you're working on a Sunday, try as much as you can have breaks. I have had a conversation with someone one time, and then he was telling me that he works from morning, like it was at around 8. He works from 8 until 10. Then he rests. Then he comes back at 1 to 4, and then he rests. Then he also comes back in the evening. This is linked to he was doing this Raksha work and all that, the tricycle you get, yeah? So these are the things that we should really incorporate. In as much as we want to provide for our families, we should also think of our health. You can't really do that much and then at the end of the day you become sick. I don't know if my response is okay. So we should really think of having breaks in the process of us working and providing for our families.
Okay, thank you so
Yes,
much. I think the main point there is the breaks. So, however
yes,
much we try to become busy, we should always have that break between our working times. Okay, I think that is very insightful of you, and we have all understood that breaks are very, very important. Someone is raising up his hand. Um, Let me find out who this is. Okay, if you're raising up your hand, please, the platform is open. You can tell us your question or any other thing you want to ask. I know we also have similar problems in our schedules, so we can always ask. So you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Benson.
Yes, good afternoon.
You can hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Great. I put up my hands. I don't see anybody asking a question.
Okay, welcome. Do you have a question?
I have a question and a lot of compliments to the session. So
Okay, you're welcome. Yes.
great. So I don't know if people are wondering why do we have the session very short, right? Rose, thanks for the presentation. Um, I have a question for everybody, and just in case we are wondering why we have a session on this. So you should probably be asking yourself, so what is the point of having big dreams and working so hard, doing everything that you have to do if your body does not have the energy to carry them? That's a question for everybody. What's the point of having ambitions, having visions, having goals? If every day you wake up tired, you wake up drained, struggling to focus, struggling to even begin anything. Because the truth is this, many people are not failing because they lack ability. They are failing because they lack energy, right? Now, for some of us, this topic could be, just an everyday thing. You may be wondering, so why are we talking about this? Or how is this connected to me, to my career? How is this connected to success? How does this link everything, right? Today was not just a health session, it's a performance session. It's about your ability to think, your ability to focus, your ability to stay consistent, and your ability to show up. Because everything you want to build is carried by your body. And that's why it's very important for you to talk about this. The truth that most of us ignore is that we talk about resilience, we talked about discipline, consistency, leadership, mental health, all of those. But we forget something that is very important. All of the things that we are talking about requires energy. You cannot be disciplined if you are constantly exhausted. You cannot be consistent with everything that you do if your body is breaking down. You cannot think clearly if your system is not functioning well. So we push ourselves. We skip meals, we don't sleep properly, we ignore rest, we work continuously. And then we ask, why am I not productive? Why am I not consistent? You get. It's because we push ourselves, but we ignore all of this. We skip meals, we don't sleep properly, we ignore the rest, But the more we do this, our productivity reduces, our level of consistency drops. Now, let's bring this home to our own context here in South Sudan. Many of us work long hours. We manage a lot of pressure at work, supporting our families, dealing with a lot of uncertainty, including security risks and all that. So what happened? Health becomes secondary. We postpone it. We ignore it. You eat what is available, not what is balanced. You sleep when you can, not when you should. You rest only when you are completely exhausted. And over time, this becomes your normal. But let me say this. Just because something is common does not mean it is sustainable. When you ignore your physical health, your energy becomes unstable, your focus reduces, your productivity drops, your patience reduces, your emotional reaction increases. And this affects your work, your relationship, your growth. You may still be trying, right? But you are not operating at your best. Most of us depend on motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel like working, some days you don't. But your energy is different. Energy is built, it's maintained, it's sustained through sleep, nutrition, movement, and daily healthy habits. So the real question is not, am I motivated? The question should be, do I have the energy to perform? In the previous sessions, we've talked about boundaries, energy management. We talked about physical health. We've talked about resilience. We've talked about mental health and all of those. You need energy to be able to do all of this, to set boundaries, to be resilient, to stay disciplined, to lead yourself. So the physical health forms the foundation for all of this. Most people think that they need big changes. No, you need small, consistent habits. Drinking enough water, eating balanced meals like Rose was mentioning, sleeping properly, moving your body. They are very simple, right? Anybody can say like, yeah, these are simple things, I can do it. Very simple, but they are powerful. If you ignore your health, you may still move. You may still move forward, but slowly you'll start to struggle with burnout, and eventually your body will force you to even stop. You get. So I want to challenge you that success is not just the money, job, achievement, and all that. Success is also having the energy to sustain your life, having the capacity to show up daily, having a body that supports you. Because no one is coming to manage your health for you. No one is coming to remind you to rest. No one is coming to structure your habits for you. It is your responsibility. So instead of asking yourself, how do I succeed? Start asking yourself, do I have the energy to sustain success? As you think about this session, I want to leave you with this. You are in the process of trying to build a life, a career, a future. But all of it is carried by one thing, that is your body. If you don't take care of it, everything else becomes difficult. So don't treat this as an extra knowledge or, treat it as a responsibility for you. Treat it as a foundation. Treat it as a system that you must build, because in the end, your dreams require this energy, and your energy requires care. I hope you found this session very useful. Thank you, and over to you, Benson.
Okay, interesting, Brenda. Thank you so much for more insights. Really very, very important. I believe most of us are struggling with the same. So I believe we should take that into consideration. Then there is a question here to Rose. Someone is asking, Malish Kennedy is asking, hello Rose, just a quick one. Can physical health, nutrition and energy management be considered as part of safety? I'm asking this because most workplaces are focused on safety in terms of work-related incidents that might cost them lots of resources and settlements. So I think he's trying to compare health, nutrition, and energy management, whether they are considered as safety. Okay? I hope you've got that clearly. If there's anything you need to clarify on that, it's asked by Malish. Thank you.
Thank you, Benson. I have responded, but I don't know whether it was clear. I don't know, Malish, if you can unmute and maybe ask the question, because if my answer is okay, then that's okay. Your
Okay.
question.
Yeah, thank you, Rose. You said you did respond to my question, and I failed to see. That is on the text section.
Yes. Okay. Can you just verbalize the
I can
question
read.
verbally so that I can be
Yeah,
able to
I'm trying to
understand?
link like today's session
Hmm.
to safety, like in workplaces. Can it also be part of safety? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, someone is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Manish. You can make clarity on the question so that it is asked. Otherwise, there's an answer on the text on the chat. I believe you have read it. If it is not clear to you, then you can ask in a more clear way so that Rose can be able to make it more clear.
Okay, from what I got from Malish, I think he's trying to ask whether this session is related to safety in workplace. So basically, as Brenda had already said, that this session is linked into our own personal health. So safety at workplace it's more of a policy according to me. But then this session is on how do you take care of your health, as Benson has already said as well, that health is wealth. So this session is how do you take good care of your health, be it at workplace or at school or at home. So that is why we are having this session. So both of them work hand in hand, but mostly the safety at workplace basically used by the organizations. So this one is on how you take care of your health. I don't know if that answer is right. If it is okay with you, Malish, you can send a thumbs up or
Okay, Malish, I think that you are trying to compare the two. Maybe I can give my personal understanding or my personal view uh, of this your question. You're trying to relate how safety at work uh, can be physical health, nutrition, and what energy management be considered as safety. Okay, for me, I think what we are discussing today, the physical health and nutrition, is more of personal. Then the safety at workplace is more general to maybe all the employees, but it is down to us to make sure that we have the energy to work. So it is us to take upon to challenge ourselves to see that we have the energy, to see that we are healthy, to see that we are strong to keep going. So the safety in the workplaces, these are basically principles of the organization. They can base in different industries, for example, construction, maybe engineering, and all that can have. It is just to maintain, to make sure that their employees are really safe and the environment around them doesn't cause more harm than good. So that is according to me. If that is clear to you, you can also give a thumbs up. Then the rest of the members, I think we can keep the conversation engaging because the session really affects each and every one of us today in this in at home here in the current where we are living. So if there's any clarification, there's any story you want to share with us concerning how physical health, nutrition, and sustainability affects your current life, you can be grateful for that because it will be a lesson to us, and we can also learn a lot from what you say. We can draw some insight that can help us. If there's anybody that wants to tell us something, please, you're most welcome. Is there anybody? Okay, there's nobody. I'm seeing Jacqueline. Like, thank you so much, Madam Brenda, for your clarification on this session. God bless you. Thank you so much for your compliment, Miss Joan Jacqueline. It shows that you've been following the session constantly. Then the rest of us, please, maybe you can leave a word in the comment section to show that you are really with us. Sometimes these online classes, some people just put down their phones and they mute their microphones and the cameras, and they will be like doing some other stuff, which is really sometimes is not good. So a reminder: the attendance is just posted. The attendance form is just posted by Samuel. If you can check it out, you can sign in the attendance. Meanwhile, if you came late and probably you missed some important uh, parts of the session, you can really sorry, you can have time to review the material or the slides or you can also visit the videos on the YouTube. I believe most of us have subscribed to the channel so that we don't miss out on any material that is posted here. If you don't understand well here, you can review the material at your free time. So, like the fellowship says, like build your best self, and we really have to use this platform uh, to solve some of our challenges that face us. One of the biggest challenges I see with our people is like to be consistent. Okay, we may do something today, then the next time we feel like we should give up. So it is really a big challenge. So uh, I appreciate you guys for those who are in from the beginning of the session and up to now. So you can still log in into the form and you will sign the attendance. Okay. So at least I'll appreciate if everyone sends a comment on the comments on the chat, at least to show that you've been following our conversation and you really have an insight. Okay. Thank you so much. Rose, are you still there? Okay. Yeah, I think for the rest of the material to be posted in the classroom, you can always keep checking them. Yeah, this is our one of our shortest sessions, I think, and I believe it has been it has been a good one, and we have learned something. Okay, so like I said before, most people are quiet. If you have a question, clarification, please you may ask concerning any other thing from the class or any other stuff that maybe you have challenges in your submissions of the assignment. You can ask about that. You can ask about that. Okay. Thank you. If no one has clarification, I'll still encourage you to fill in the attendance form, which is in there. Okay. Okay, Hassan. Thank you so much. I've seen you. Thumbs ups. Thank you for being around. Kajogo Nancy. Thank you for being around. Atta Hassan. Thanks a lot, Chief. Yes, thank you for being around. Then someone is called Samsung SM. I appreciate this session. It has been a very helpful one. Yes, we are grateful that you've learned something. So the rest of you can also leave your comments as you continue signing in the attendance sheets. You can be adding your information there. Okay. Okay. Great. I can see about 29 people, but if you are really active, let's keep the session interactive. At least greet your fellows. If you cannot talk, at least leave a message for your fellows, greeting them. Today is a Palm Sunday. I hope you also leave. Maybe you want to encourage us. Uh, you have a word for us or two. Today we have had a short session. We have plenty of time to discuss some other things.
Yes, hello, Benson.
Yes, Samuel.
Can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome, Samuel.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would love to appreciate Rose for such an amazing and wonderful presentation. It was really something that I learned today. You know, it's really one of more a vital thing for us to always keep our health and always make sure we do the right thing. It was really amazing. Thank you so much, Rose, for a wonderful presentation. And I would also appreciate the wonderful comment she gave earlier, and also for the rest to also ask questions, and also not forgetting you, Benson, for moderating today's session. Thank you so much, and also for those who really made it their time, like the busy schedule, at least to have time to attend the session. I really appreciate your time and your commitment throughout the session. I would just try to put some few maybe considerations. I think we are already, I think, 4 weeks, I think, throughout the fellowship since we started. And I could see the progress, also have known how many people already so far being serious and also committed to this wonderful journey that I've started. So I would just say that we are going to check throughout, and we have been checking already how far for those who have been throughout session. So we said in the beginning during the orientation that we need your participation, we need your attendance, you know, throughout the session, and we also sometimes understand circumstances come across. So we understand situation that also come. That's why we always encourage you to at least reach out to us as soon as possible, so that we could also know what made you not to attend us. So I would say. Like we have this policy here where we also say based on the performance how many assignment that you have done so far, and how have you been so committed to this session through checking the attendance that you'll be filling. So we maybe this is going to be the last week maybe for probation, like for those who I've also come to notice that people have just even recently checking on their emails, like one of a fellow who was trying actually to also join the WhatsApp group, and I think it was yesterday, but when he tried to, like, that's when he looked into his email after all this time. You understand? So it's becoming a challenge that most people do not even check their emails, do not follow the information seriously. So I would say like this policy we have a probation, we at least give you some time maybe to see maybe you're committed. Like I mean, sometimes there are those who might be committed to some things, and like that's why we give that probation of at least 2 to 3 weeks to see how committed are you, and then from there we would see those who also who are capable to stay with us through the session. So I think we are going to only end from today. I think I mean what I'm saying is that the progression is going to end today, and we will check those who have not even done any assignment or who have not been committed through our session. So we do remove them, and so that's what is going to happen. So I would really encourage you, at least if you have not done any of the assignment, or if you still have missing assignment, please make sure you finish them as soon as possible, because I think throughout this week we are going to settle down and we'll check those who are really with us and those who are not going to continue with us with this journey. And also, I've also realized one thing that which is most challenging is that we don't raise our concern immediately through when we are on the sessions. So it's really challenging. At least let's make sure that if there are concerns, if there are questions that we feel like to ask, we should ask them when the session is it's going on, because I've seen people do not even know until now like how to submit that assignment, of which it's really challenging. And that's why I've always been reminding throughout that you guys, if case you are facing any challenges, if you still face any troubles with using Google Productivity Tools, we are here for you. We will be able to give you a hand with that. So let's always help ourselves. I'm also appreciating how the fellows who are also trying to help the other colleagues. You know, like I really appreciate you guys. That's really wonderful, and it shows that we are really committed. We are really in love with this family. Let's always continue to always at least to do that. So let's always ask questions where necessary, where we don't understand. We are here to listen to you. We don't judge, but we listen to whatever circumstance it should be. So those are the things that I will love to put across, and we always here to you whenever you have any concerns. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to me and also for joining today's session. So we still have more time. So let's keep it interactive. Let's keep it going until the time for us to end our session. So back to you, Vincent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Samuel, for the clarifications about the assignments and all that. And, I also wish to encourage you and the other fellows. We also joined and we had a lot of challenges, but we keep resilient and we keep pushing until at least we are not the same like the way we joined. So, most of the people always say that this is a transformation journey. at the end of the fellowship, we want to see that we are not the same. We have had some transformation in our lives, in the way we think, in the way we do things, and in our daily activities, how we plan our schedules. So I want to encourage each one of you that please, I call there are very many interesting sessions that you will really love to have in the future. It will be very disappointing if anything happens that some of our members or our fellows are removed. It will really not sound. It will really not send a good sound or a good impression to them. Let's try. We know our schedules are very busy, but please try to come around. It's always the weekend. And always reserve that time. Okay? If you not understood anything, the materials are always there. There are videos on YouTube, and also the WhatsApp group is really very interactive. If there's something you didn't understand, maybe you feel someone can explain it to you better. You can just tag that person, and I believe they can be able to help you. Like this is a group, or this is a team that we really want to learn from each other. It's not that you're learning from me. I also need to learn from you, the fellows. Okay. So the previous group, we also learn from them. They also learn from us. So it is like a mutual thing. You learn from us. Okay? We also learn from you. So by all this, I believe everyone else is quiet. Uh, we can, yeah, we can have one or two things. Then maybe some people can be busy, or you have some things to do. You can just inform us in the chat, then maybe we can excuse you. If there's anyone who wants to put something across or want to say something, I really appreciate and I welcome your opinions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just as I said, um, when you feel you have some things to do, just leave the chat. Just leave a message in the chat section and telling us that maybe you have something to do. So I really excuse you, and yeah, you can do, you can go ahead to do what you want.